Hello, SpeedGaming. Welcome to Untitled Goose Game Any Percent Glitchless Tournament 2020. I am going to be your commentator, Tasselfoot. And today we have a loser's bracket third round match between Briguy and Shattermage. Should be really good and close race. Runner PBs are 14-19 for Briguy, 13-36 for Shattermage. And we are going to be counting down right now, getting started. So just stay tuned for that honk. And they've been given that signal to honk. It's going to be coming here in about 15 or 20 seconds once the restream catches up with things. To give you a little information, any percent glitchless means there will be no glitches. We define a glitch as using an item or otherwise going through an object, a closed or solid object. With an item, you can go through or over, and you're going to see about two things, maybe three, in the run that might look like a glitch, not a glitch, due to those definitions that I just gave you. Runners are off. Untitled Goose Game has 4 areas. You have to do some tasks in each one of those areas. Because this is any percent, we are allowed to do all of the tasks in each area except for one. That will unlock a final task. Complete the final task and it'll open the way to the next area. Both our runners just did half gate clip. That's one of the things that I mentioned that looks like a glitch. But since they open it, they do not use any items and they are going between an open gate. It is not considered a glitch. And so pretty decent RNG here. Shattermage getting Wet Willy, which is the best. Briguy getting pretty good positions on Groundskeeper Willy. So we are going to have a relatively close race. You definitely want to get that Wet Willy for Glitchless that Shatter got. However, that Watering Pail might be causing problems. So pretty much neck and neck on our Goose. Yeah, that Watering Pail messes with the pathfinding of Groundskeeper Willy. Oh, that is really, really bad that he got his hat back there. Getting him to switch up his hat is one of the tasks that we are going to need completed, along with Rake in the Lake, as we see happening on Briguy's side. So both of these runners have been playing Goose Game for a really long time. Briguy, however, has not been a particularly active runner since October or so. So he might be a little rusty. We will wait and see how that works out. Shattermage, on the other hand, has been active in the Goose community since very close to the beginning and is still active to this day. And PB-wise, Shatter's 4th place and Briguy is 9th place on our leaderboards. Getting 159 for Briguy. Sub 2 minutes, definitely what we're looking for. Both of our runners going and messing up the garden here. That is to try to manipulate Willy for the bell return, which happens after we complete the 4 areas. And both the runners, you can see on Briguy's side, is luring Groundskeeper Willy with the spade. This is actually one of the hidden tasks, but it will trigger for both a main and a hidden task to get someone to buy back one of their items. And it's about 20 seconds faster to have Willy buy back his spade than to have the boy Timmy here buy back his toy plane, which is the casual way of doing it. Again, Shattermage having some problems over here, looks like, but getting it done. I don't think either runner was able to break the broom before the conversation started. That would have been the most optimal, but backing it up here is long. Oh, Briguy having some left side broom trouble. That does happen from time to time. All right, their 3rd try is the charm, breaking the broom, and we are going to move on to the back garden. Shattermage also having some broom breaking trouble here. So the NPCs will move faster when they're chasing you with an item. So in a lot of times you are going to see that in an attempt to manipulate and speed up how the NPCs behave. The majority of this game is how you control the NPCs. There's about a minute worth of RNG throughout this 15 or so minute run between best and worst case RNG. It is so we do consider that pretty RNG heavy, but everything else really is coming down to the execution on how you are manipulating those NPCs. So those first two areas, about 4 minutes total. Each of the next two areas, plus the bell return, also 3 to 4 minutes each. So there are about 4 sections there, each individual. Oh my, teapot cycle from Roger over there from Briguy. The neighbors in the back garden we refer to as Roger and Tina. Shattermage getting the desired newspaper cycle. Our runners basically in sync here. Shattermage going for the fastest strat for hiding the slipper and the newspaper. Briguy playing it safe on the other hand, which gives Shattermage a slight lead here. Honking at the NPCs actually serves 2 purposes. It notifies Roger about what's going on so that he'll react faster, but it also will keep Tina up at the top of her backyard, which is what we want. We do not want her to see that this gate has been opened until after she has completed the bust and after she has communicated with Roger when he spits out his tea, which are all tasks that we're going to be doing. We get rid of the newspaper from Roger at the beginning there because it's pretty useless and it is an incredibly long cycle. All of the actions that we need to do with Roger involve his teacup cycle. See if we can switch audio over here to Shattermage, as he does have a slight lead. He's getting that cycle. Briguy seems to be doing things in an older order. Again, as I mentioned, Briguy is one of our older runners and is not as active and up to date on current strats, so he is doing stuff in a little bit of a suboptimal way here, whereas Shattermage having a really nice back garden, including that newspaper cycle. So just because it looks like Briguy might be ahead there because of having the ribbon, he is actually behind by just a little bit because of that teacup and the tea spitting out from Roger that he needs to do. Shattermage honking after he grabs the vase. That again is to manipulate Tina, keep her now at the bottom, and time it properly so that she will snip the prized rose as early as possible, and so that she will not see that the vase has been broken. So this is what we're looking for here. Shattermage, again, as I said, having a really nice back garden. I wonder if this might even be a gold for him. It was not. It was three seconds off of his gold, but still a really nice back garden. In fact, anything sub 7 minutes, that bell there will ring at the 7-minute mark, is what we consider to be a really nicely paced run for, not the top tier runner, but for if you're aiming for about a low 14 or a high 13 run, you definitely want to be sub 7 minutes through that rose clip. And again, as I mentioned, grab the bra because it'll lure Tina up top, just gets her to move a little bit faster. Shatter making his way to the pub, having a drink, because we've worked hard so far. Not quite done, but, it's never too soon for a 5 o'clock somewhere. Briguy right behind. No problem on Shattermage's side, getting through our bouncer Vinny here. And he went quickly, sang and performed to the old ladies. We're going to pull the stool out here from the old man. We have to do 2 things to the old man. We messed with him twice. We're also going to honk at him when he's going to play darts. We've got to go and drop the pint glass in the canal for some reason. We're causing chaos everywhere we go. Briguy, a little bit behind. Look, Shatter, once again, having a really clean pub so far, but the true test is going to come when we dance with the pub lady, which is coming up in just a little bit. Hopefully he gets back. Oh, that is not good. Can he get the shoelaces? Oh, first time loss and mistake here on Shattermage's side. He needs to just wait. We got to get Box Girl out of the way and be able to get Vinny's shoes. If you go fast enough there, you can actually beat him through, and you can make the dart cycle from Old Man right away. Shattermage having a little trouble there, deciding to go to the toy boat first, which is a 20-second cycle. He might be trying to juggle the pub lady, not sure. We got to make sure that she doesn't turn the water off. Not good that Vinny is also messing around here. It's hard enough dealing with the pub lady, who is one part linebacker, one part Terminator. We'll see if Shatter can get that toy boat. He gets it. We want to turn the water off here if we can. There we go. Because again, the NPCs all have priorities, and it's a very high priority for the pub lady to turn the water off, and we want to make sure that she doesn't go and do that right away. Unfortunately, Shatter missed the dart cycle in everything that he had to do, so he now just has to wait for about 30 seconds. Briguy getting right there for his dart cycle. So Briguy, once again, taking the lead here, as we are going to head into our bell return. Really unfortunate on Shattermage's side to have the compounding of mistakes that we saw there. And nice honk. A little bit of dancing going on with the pub lady. Not too bad. One tomato out there. Who needs more than one tomato? Not I. Plenty of time to get that bucket onto Vinny's head. Boom. And he is going to fall down and get a nice red tushy butt. And we're looking at 1050 on Briguy's side. It's going to be somewhere around... Uh-oh. Not good. That is something that can happen on Shattermage's side there, where if your timing isn't right, Vinny will think that you're actually on the top of the pub instead of under the pub, and he will try to run up to the top there instead of just being confused as to where you went. On Briguy's side, does another little thing that might look like a glitch, but all we're doing is using the game's geometry and necking our way over that tree. So it looked like about a 30-second lead for Briguy, but the bell return is always the great equalizer. Things have been known to go wrong before in the bell return. Hopefully they don't here. Oh, okay. Briguy. Yep. It does. The drop and regrab strat does not work with Vinny because his priority is on getting you out of the pub. His priority is not on chasing the bell, at least until you're out. But with all other NPCs, you're going to see both runners doing a drop and regrab of the bell, which effectively will stun those NPCs and will allow you to stay ahead of them. It's some really nice and convenient tech that I actually think Briguy is the one who found that tech way, way long ago. Shattermage having some really bad position for where Vinny is on this return, having to just wait for him to get into a spot where he can get past. Yeah, seeing some drop and regrabs there again. Yep, there you go. And as soon as you're out of the pub, all of a sudden it works for Vinny. Briguy easily avoiding Roger. And just like the game gets harder as you progress through it, as you go back through the game on the bell return, it gets easier and easier. So going to be a challenge for Shattermage to catch up here after that pub, unfortunately. Also, Tina grabbing that bell, not what you want there. We're about one full area ahead on Briguy's side. All we have to deal with is groundskeeper Willie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. It's not where you want him. You want him pretty much anywhere except in that central hallway. But Briguy reacts quickly, manages to get through, and is going to pull in with a 14:25, I want to say. 24 or 25. Going to be just over his PB, which really, really nice for a tournament run. 3, 24, yep, 25. So, nicely done. No. No, only one. Only one tomato. Okay. I don't know what's happening with this. Okay. There we go. 1 crown. And Shatter coming in 14:55. 30 seconds. Basically, so they had nearly identical bell returns in the end, since it was about 30 seconds after the end of pub. Really, everything there came down to Briguy making his cycles in the pub and Shattermage not getting them. So we'll see what happens in race number 2. Runners say that they are ready for game number 2. We're going to be getting started there really soon for you guys. Counting it down. Runner's going to be off real soon. Overall, really exciting game 1. Can only hope that we have an equally exciting game 2 and potentially a game 3. The winner of this race is going to be moving on to face the Fishman himself, Philip K. Trout. The loser of the race, unfortunately, is going to be eliminated. I also misspoke at the start of this. This is losers bracket round 4, not losers bracket round 3. My apologies. Both of our runners have made it into round 4. Don't want to shortchange anyone there. They have gotten the signal to honk, and they are going to be off as soon as the restream catches up. But this tournament is really heating up. Everybody remaining has a PB of, I think, 14. I think Briguy actually has the lowest PB of all of our remaining players. So everyone remaining is a top 10 force to be reckoned with. Oh, no, I'm mistaken. Ritz Blues is at 14:37. So everyone, though, is sub 15. Runners are off here, perfectly synced up. See how our half gate clip goes. In sync through there. Beautifully done. And first, we're going to have to see how our groundskeeper Willie RNG works out here. Who's going to get the RNG advantage? Neither of them getting good RNG. Both of them waiting, and they got the same RNG, the same bad, crappy RNG. Yep, both of them, I think, got worst RNG. Right side spade is what I believe they got there. There are about 8 different starting positions that groundskeeper Willie can be in by the time we get to that sprinkler head. And right side spade is the worst. But just slightly better. Oh, Briguy had slightly better movement, but Shatter had better placement of the rows, and our runners are back. Oh, no, they were in sync, but Shatter doing the optimal manipulation of groundskeeper Willie. Briguy doing an older strat. I know I've been saying that throughout, but once again, you know, Briguy not up to date with the current glitchless strats, as he has not been an active runner for a few months. And in spite of that, still had a really nice 14:25 in race number 1. Shatter trying to get all the carrots anywhere he can get them. Got to make sure we get our beta carotene. Got to embrace our inner rabbit here. There we go. Pretty much we can see the difference in the new strat versus the old strat, since our runners were synced, and really the only difference there is how they manipulated Willy with taking of the hat and the rake. But Briguy, on the other hand, did learn the fast Willy strat here, because I don't think this was what runners were doing when he was last active, but it saves too much damn time. Gotta do it. Can he break? Nope. Nobody's breaking brooms here. Everybody is just getting left side. Briguy could have. If he had been able to grab the broom there, he would have been able to break it. The shopkeeper's butt would have prevented Willy from getting to the target area to summon the shopkeeper, and he would have been able to break that broom. Left side broom break is the ideal situation if you can pull it off. It is quite challenging, though. Less issues this time around with getting the left side broom break after messing with Timmy, though, from both of our runners. That is what we like to see. I don't think I mentioned it last time around, but both of our runners grabbing a pair of glasses of some sort so they can take that to the back garden and use it to help dress up the bust. Also gets used to distract Roger so that we can properly and easily take his slipper and newspaper without him seeing. Once again, though, Shatter doing a little bit newer and more optimal strategy for getting the knock on the garage. Briguy doing the old reliable. About 2.5 to 3 seconds difference between those strats. So more than anything at this point, the difference between our runners just comes down to the strats being used, new versus old. We got Teacup on Shattermage's side, about 4 seconds slower than our optimal newspaper. Hopefully we don't get Teapot again for Briguy. That would be unfortunate. Nope. Instead, he gets newspaper, so a little bit of RNG edge coming back Briguy's way. But as we can see, Briguy doing the old strats, so probably going to cancel out any advantage that he otherwise would have gotten from that RNG due to the time loss from the old strats. However, it is safer strats, so should anything go wrong on Shattermage's side, and should he not, should Roger see his slipper or newspaper, it's probably about a minute of time loss to rectify that situation. And Shatter having some problems actually here, letting Briguy catch back up, because Briguy not having any trouble with his old, reliable, consistent strats there. Yeah, and Shatter lost Tina as well. That was partly due to the teacup cycle. So more lack of optimal movement on Shatter's side. Hopefully, Briguy looks like he is gonna make the teacup cycle there. Boom, gets it done. Really nice going on the back garden for Briguy so far. That is exactly what you want to see in terms of how the bust and the spitting of the tea is handled. Briguy, or Shattermage, using the soap to lure down Tina a little bit faster. You actually don't want her to clear that gong, that big bell, just because of the way all of the timing works out with the cycles that are going to still come up. You kind of want to have that time of her messing with that and fixing it before she comes back down. So, however, this little time loss that he's having here should even out, and he should be lined up for the next teacup cycle. Briguy making his way there, and he is on cycle. Get caught up on the bush just barely, but that is fine. getting both making him go barefoot, getting him to break the vase. Shatter is right behind. Yep, as I thought, it lined up back onto those cycles pretty well. Switch audio back over to Briguy's side as he does have a little bit of a lead. Oh, it's going to be very close on Briguy's side. Oh, okay. That was close, and he got caught. He got held up a little bit, moving the big planter there for the rose, but a little bit under 7 minutes for Briguy, a little bit over 7 minutes for Shattermage. Still very, very close. Now we get a little bit of a break here for a few seconds. About 7-second difference between our runners. Briguy having a little trouble getting through the hole, having to go around. Shattermage getting it. Only about 1 second difference now. Ooh, baby. So it's going to come down to the pub, probably, once again. Who is going to make those old man cycles? Who's going to get held up trying to grab the toy boat? Well, both of our runners getting in. Oh, actually, Briguy having some trouble there. Vinny getting caught by the box girl right there and blocked. So he did not fall down. That means he is probably going to be in the way when Briguy tries to come back with the pint glass. Also, Briguy having issues. Uh-oh. He's saying, screw this, I'll come back. This is not a good pub start for Briguy. Having to try to get both of those old man cycles afterwards here is going to be a problem. Shattermage cleanly getting through. We'll see if he can make his way back in. This is where he ran into problems last time. Oh, and this time he makes it through. Vinny does not see him. He is home free. Does not have to worry. And he makes Dart Cycle as well. Briguy also... Uh-oh. I don't know what Briguy is doing right now. I would have... Yeah. Oh, this is bad. Briguy is stuck in no man's land. He missed... No, he makes Dart Cycle still. He makes Dart Cycle, but he's going to have to come back and get old man's stool cycle still. Shattermage just stalling, waiting to honk as late as he can, just manipulating the pub lady. Briguy, he is trying to juggle the pub lady here. Shattermage did not get 3 seconds on the toy boat, though. Got to hold that for 3 seconds, otherwise it is not going to trigger. Now we dance with the pub lady as Briguy is going to try to make and get the old man. Once again, Shattermage not... Oh, he did get it this time. Okay. Okay. And Briguy getting the stool this time. So our runners, oh, they are still very, very close to each other. Only a few seconds apart. I'm going to flip back to Shatter's audio now as he has taken the lead again. Uh-oh. Okay, so Briguy is running into problems here because when he lured the pub lady down, she saw the daisy, the flower. And so she has decided that she is going to deal with the daisy before she goes and does her part of the final task. This is one of the reasons why you always have to bump into the pub lady when she does her, like, I'm mad animation at having to do her final task. That will cancel out anything else she was going to do and will force her into her final task always right away. And the problems always arise when you don't do that, when you let her go through that animation. And Briguy, he's just doing laps around the picnic table here to stall Vinny for time. Pretty well done, I must say, but really, really big time loss and a huge lead for Shattermage now here with this. So once again, mistakes in pub are proving to be the difference between our runners here. Game number 1, it was Shattermage. Game number 2, it is Briguy. Some pretty nice mashing on Shattermage's side right now. I almost just said Shy Guy, trying to do a little portmanteau of our two runners. That is not accurate. Commentator talking too quickly for his own good. And Shattermage off with the bell. Briguy pretty far behind, definitely 30 plus seconds. Let's see, about just under 12 minutes, 11:58, coming back into the pub. Where are our NPCs here for Shattermage? That is not the best. We're gonna wait it out here. Honk to get the old man out of the way. Pub lady on the rampage, however. But Shatter makes it through unscathed. Minor time loss, but worth it. Oh yeah, that was that Daisy situation for Briguy, very unfortunate. And much better back garden bell return for Shattermage. No Tina interference. Oh, there we go. Briguy able to get right through on that little plant, using it to his advantage. Box Girl blocking out Vinny. Of the three NPCs that go through that pathway, Box Girl, Pub Lady, and Vinny, Box Girl has the highest priority and will push the other two NPCs out of the way. Oh, on Shattermage's side, Groundskeeper Willie trying to buy back his spade a second time. That means that he will have a clean run through the garden. Look at that. Nobody in the way. Shattermage, he is honking and showing his wings in displeasure over the run, but honestly, not terrible. It's going to come in here at a 14-10 for a tournament race. I think that was going to be pretty darn good. Definitely enough to win this one here. Going to mark that up. We are going to a Game 3, folks. Who is pumped? Who is psyched for that Game 3? Winner take all here. We got to get some hype going on in the chat for our Game 3. Look at that. Some victory circles, some victory wings for Shattermage. All kinds of problems going on in High Street on Briguy's side. Briguy finishing things up here if he can. So, and again, this is truly oh no, and Briguy having all kinds of problems here. Oh, he manages to get the bell. Shatter playing some tunes here. Don't prematurely celebrate, my man. You still got a Game 3 to go. Nothing has been determined quite yet. Gonna be a little over a minute differential between our runners here. Looking at a mid-15 for Briguy. But yes, this is truly a winner-take-all. The loser of this Game 3 is going to be eliminated from our tournament. The winner will move on to face Philip K. Trout. It is super exciting. I am so stoked here, folks. I hope you are as well. Both runners saying that they are ready. They want to get right down to it. Both of them are anxious and excited and raring to go on this Game 3. Anticipation is high. Stakes are high. Gameplay is high. We've gotten our signal to start here. So we are going to be off momentarily. match of the century. Hopefully we get some good RNG, giving it out, giving some Goose blesses here into the chat for our runners to have best possible RNGs. Do not want to have RNG deciding the match here. We want it to come down to gameplay. A little bit of a desync between our runners. Shattermage hitting the bell, trying to give the RNG manipulation bell a little ding. He goes with the hover over it this time instead of the clip through. I want to say a runner's still very much in sync here. Hard to tell with the 2-second differential. What is Groundskeeper Willie RNG going to be like? Briguy getting the Wet Willie RNG, what you like to see. Shattermage getting average RNG with the right side Willie. See, Briguy able to go straight up to the tulip. Not the best placement here, though. So, yep. We can see it. RNG. Not sure what Shattermage is doing here. A little bit of a fun time ring around the rosy with the tulip with Groundskeeper Willie. So Shatter will be able to catch up a little bit with his faster strat here over what Briguy does. Some good old rake in the lake action for the last time this match. No more rakes in no more lakes. We will get to break a broom still, though. Briguy going to be coming in around 2 minutes or 1:59 maybe on his garden here. At 2 minutes flat. Shattermage coming in at about 2:08. I would say most of that differential is from the RNG, but not all of it. Shatter getting a little release and regrab on there to get through Groundskeeper Willie with the spade. And Briguy doing a good job of his manipulations here. Shatter letting Willie get a little bit further away might be a problem. Briguy getting the left side break. Oh, that's awesome. Really hard to do. Really nice. So as soon as the glasses get onto the boy, we're going to be able to go straight to that final task on Briguy's side. So it looks like they are in sync, but they are not, because Shatter will still have to go and break the broom, whereas Briguy does not. See, there we go. The boy put on the glasses, and Briguy is off. But once again, Shatter will be able to catch up a little bit due to the faster strat involving the Groundskeeper and the garage. As long as no mistakes are made. We'll see. No. Oh, so yeah, Shatter was a little bit late on that. Uh-oh, she is not in there. Shatter having some problems. That is the issue with that strategy. It is a risk reward. If you do it right, you get that 3-second time save. But if you do it wrong, yeah, you got to do some backups. Whereas the strat that Briguy does, very, very consistent. Once again, we can come up here to some RNG section, getting some teacup cycle on Briguy's side. If Shattermage can get newspaper, that will be about 4 seconds that he will save. And again, along with Briguy doing a little bit, uh-oh, that's not good. Backups, gotta do the backups. We gotta go outside of, yep, almost got sucked back through the fence there. That would be a glitch if that had happened. So yeah, Briguy, unfortunate because he bumped into Roger when grabbing the slipper. It caused him to have to go to these backups here. Otherwise, Roger would know where all of his items were, and he would take them back. So we got to make sure that we get Roger to throw over the glasses still on Briguy's side, whereas Shatter moving right along with his back garden. There we go. It has happened. Briguy has gotten the glasses thrown over. I'm not sure how the cycles are going to work out at this point, though, for Briguy. This is an unknown territory. Shatter, unfortunately, is going to miss his cycle, so could be catching back up again. Briguy needs to get them glasses, so, yep. And Briguy, if he can make this, yep, it's going to make the cycle. Actually is going to pull ahead once again. Just because of all of these cycles. Back and forth, just like this whole match. Oh, but Tina went up the long way around, around the tub. Briguy using the fish statue to lure her back. And once again, Shatter has taken the lead. That's like 3 lead changes just here in the back garden, which really does echo this match in general. Super close, super tight between our runners. Absolutely what we like to see. High quality, speed gaming, entertainment at its finest. Shatter getting his honk. Is he going to make this cycle? It's going to be close. Is it? I hope. Yep, okay. Shatter, are you going? Ooh! Oh, good God, man. That scared me. Oh, he made it, though. If Roger sees you there and you don't get that slipper, it's like 30, 40 seconds of time loss, because he'll take the ribbon, he'll take the vase. Chances are Tina will then see the vase and want to have a conversation about it, all before Roger will sit down and allowing you to grab that rose, or that slipper, in order to move on to the rose. So, very, very close on Shatter's side, but he makes it, he gets it all done. Briguy not far behind. It was about 7:05, I think, on Shattermage's side to the rose snipping. Briguy, unfortunately, yep. So what happened on Briguy's side is because he was late into things, Tina wound up walking away to investigate the vase, and she dropped her shears in a place that she didn't see. And so because she didn't see the shears, she didn't know they were there, and she moved on to other things. And now Briguy is stuck trying to get her to break and snip the rose. It's really unfortunate when it happens, and I think, you know, again, this is the situation where if Briguy was more active currently, was more up on the current strats and the backups and understanding what happens when things go wrong, he would have been better prepared for that situation to happen and would have lost less time. Because you definitely are going to lose time in that situation no matter what, but Briguy lost, you know, a solid 20 plus seconds when he could have lost about 4. But Shatter starting to make quick work here of the pub. I don't know why he's honking. Looks like he wants the pub lady to chase, but she is not cooperating. Personally, I don't like her to chase in Glitchless. In 100%, I do like her to chase, but Glitchless, it's easy enough to kind of manipulate her for the toy boat that you don't need to. I actually think that it kind of makes the timing harder when she's coming back in there. This time around, unlike game 1, Shatter able to get Vinny's shoelaces, and he is going to make that dart cycle. Oh, and he's going to swag it. Swag style right there. Shoutouts to Diston, who is known in the Goose community for doing the swag harmonica for the dart break. Shatter is living it up here. Briguy gonna need some help. Oh, well, maybe this could be it. Shatter had some problems here in pub in game number 2 as well as game number 1, but this time around, no problems. He gets First try. Got the toy boat to trigger. Make sure to bump her. Yep, there you go. That's what we talked about. And she goes on to her final task. If he had not bumped her there, she would have gone to the toy boat first. Briguy having some trouble getting back in here. That is unfortunate. And he's probably going to miss the cycle now. Yep, he missed the cycle. If he does this fast enough, he can get the toy boat and then get all the way back out and make the next dart cycle, but it is very tight. If he goes out and trying to do darts first, though, that will be worse for him. I would not recommend that. I would try to get... No, this is not going to end well for Briguy, unfortunately. He is not going to make dart cycle this way. And just like with Shatter in game number 1, he is going to wind up having to wait, I suspect. He also is going to have Vinny aggroing on the entire time. I am completely wrong. Commentator does not know what he's talking about. Manages to make the cycle in spite of all of the issues and the time that was taken there. So clearly Briguy knows what he's doing. Longtime pro. Doesn't need to be up on current strats. The man knows what he's doing. He is still behind, but he is doing everything he can to keep this match alive. Keep the hope going. Oh, nope. We having that bug again. Definitely not good here. There we go. It managed to do it. Third try is the charm. Shatter making his way back here. Even better than last run. 11:41. Last run was 11:58. Back into the pub. He's going to need to wait a second here. And now he can go. Yep. And Box Girl will push him out of the way. Perfect. If Shatter is able to have a clean rest of the bell return, he is definitely looking at a 13 here. Shattermage proving that you can come back from a Game 1 loss. Just like a fine wine, he is getting better with age. Does that honk to manipulate Roger up so that he is out of the way. Really nicely done there. Easy peasy through the back garden. Briguy about to grab his bell. Castle has been broken. But I do believe this race and this match is going to be GG to Shattermage. Not completely yet, but pretty darn close. No, don't do that, Shatter. That is not what you do there, buddy. I do not know why you did that. All right, well, maybe if this happens for another minute and a half or so. Briguy dancing with Vinny, however. Gonna have to ask Shatter why he did that there. Not recommended. That is not the strat. If she's there in that position, there are two ways you can go, and straight past her is not one of them. You can go underneath the table in the front of the shop, or you can go around the top of her shop, but straight down the middle, that is not what we're looking to do. This is not 11th grade history class. You cannot just dial down the center on your test here, folks. But easily getting through the garden there, and we're going to be looking at about a 14-19 for Shatter, losing the 13 to High Street on the bell return. But GG Shattermage. 14-19. And Briguy, here we go. Same situation. Briguy understands. Go the top route. Got to wait a second or two there, but it is smooth sailing. Shatter, on the other hand, learned his lesson clearly. But we are now going to get to look forward to Shattermage versus Phil Trout in Losers Bracket Round 5. Coming to you and coming to SpeedGaming very soon. Briguy about to finish up. Very similar time to his second game here. Gonna be a mid 15. And Shattermage, how we doing? GG's.
Oh, thanks. Jeez, I wasn't sure what was going to happen in that third match there. As soon as I got through the, I kind of had a panic moment coming back through the high street there just now.
Yeah. What happened there, man? Why did you decide? Why did you decide to run through?
I just had a moment of like, I don't know what to do for some reason, and instead of going the upper route, I just went down the lower and just ran right into a mess.
Yeah, but it wound up being okay there. You had a big enough lead that it didn't hurt you. It cost you a 13 though.
Yes, it did. Yeah, that's what I was disappointed in, losing the 13 to that. But I figured this thing about Briguy's PB is what, 14, 16. I figured unless he PBs, I think I'm gonna be okay.
So yeah, Briguy, GG's to you as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh hey,
Shatter.
GG, man.
And so, Shatter, what happened in the pub in game number 1?
Remind me.
Well,
it was a trash fire. I know that.
Vinny, you weren't able to get Vinny's shoes on your second re-entry. He pushed you out. You missed dart cycle.
Yep.
Because you had a little lead, Shatter, going into that, and then Briguy, you were able to make your cycles on that pub and take the lead and kind of hold it through the bell return. And almost you were very close to your PB that game number 1.
Yeah, that one was like all right. I feel like I played consistently but didn't do anything like super well. Game 2, I was like playing really well in the first half, and then pub just tanked it.
Yep, you guys were almost synced going into pub. You were within, I think, like 1 second coming out of the house. And then kind of the way Shatter had issues in pub game 1, Briguy, you had similar issues in pub game 2.
Yeah, and, I don't know. Like the man saw me take the stool out. I guess I was just like slightly too slow.
Yeah, and then
cost everything.
You wound up backing it up fairly well. You managed to get both of his cycles in there like relatively cleanly. So that was like pretty nice. Your pub backups in game 3 as well, I thought were pretty good. I was not expecting you to make cycles that you wound up making. So
thank you.
Good job on that.
I made the erroneous decision on game 1 to go straight up into the pub behind Vinny, and him chasing me up into the pub instead of going straight for the darts.
Yeah, so I
was like, well, this is going to be fun. Somehow made it work.
Was your thought there that you weren't going to make the dart cycle, so you should go straight to the boat and then try to hit it?
I think
afterwards?
I think part of my brain was still hooked on 100%. And so I went up into the pub right away. I'm like, I
thought that it could have been a good because from that thought, but you wound up just getting back down to darts.
I just because of the tango with Vinny and pub lady both up there. I kind of took off for the boat a little early, I think, and which caused a bit of a scuffle up there, which caused me to miss darts just barely.
Yeah, I would honestly say, and I'd say the biggest factor on this match, which was really close throughout the whole thing, is really just that Briguy, you're not quite up to date on the most current strats, and it was probably costing you 15 to 20 seconds in each run, in terms of doing some of the older movements as opposed to Shatter doing kind of current strats. Do you have any plans on coming back to Goose Game?
Possibly. So yeah, if it like catches my interest in the future, I start grinding it again. But I like learned all the strats in a sense, but just wasn't consistent enough at them to where I felt comfortable like going for them in tourney. Like especially gardens, like getting the hat placement right, and then or sorry, in the farm. I don't know what it's called. And then like leading Roger past the table, I think I take it more conservatively, but that throws off the cycles for later. Yeah. So I was going for consistency, and I made 2 huge errors here, right? It was game 2, I just lost a minute in pub, and game 3, I lost a minute in the back gardens. So yeah, like
I think I had to miss a cycle on Roger on 2 different runs. Because of Tina not getting the stuff onto the bust.
So yeah,
I didn't want to pull her. I didn't want to pull her attention away from that to fix the bell, so I had to wait a cycle.
Yeah, that was part of what kind of synced you guys back up in places. It was like, it was there, especially early on. It was like Briguy, you were getting a little bit better RNG. You got a couple like wet willy cycles at the beginning. So you would have a little bit of
really good RNG. This game,
you also got left side broom break on game 3 at the beginning, which was really nice. And so you had this like little lead, and then Shatter would do a couple of movements that were like a little bit faster than what you were doing, and then he would catch up, and like it was just it was a really nice back and forth. So it was certainly an entertaining race between you guys. So thank you for that.
My first
for commentating.
My game 1 garden was kind of a forest fire there for a second because Willie had his water bucket right in front of the tulip.
Yes,
I had to. I was like, okay, give him his keys back and see if I can drag that out of the way a bit so I can give him the tulip. And I'm like, oh wait, now it's in the way, and so he had to go around the other direction, and he ended up getting his hat back.
Yeah, that's that RNG where it's like, oh, I got wet willy, but the watering pail is going to be in the way. So
never mind.
But handled well. You get to move on to face Phil Trout now.
Yeah.
Favorite fish.
Oh, fish man.
Should be a really nice match between you guys. Your PBs are only about 20 seconds apart, so I will be certainly looking forward to that one.
Yeah, as well. I guess we're the last. Oh no, we're waiting for Hippo versus whoever, right?
Yeah, there's some other races. Hippo against Force still needs to get scheduled. The winner will then face Hippo Krampus, and the winner of that will face Alley Cat, and then that winner will face you and Phil's winner. If that is not complicated enough for everybody.
So we're a couple of rounds behind on the lower bracket.
Yeah, the lower losers bracket side is a couple of rounds behind. Okay. So
I guess it's safe we can wait for that to catch up a couple of rounds quick. So
yeah, good more time to practice glitchless.
Oh boy.
I know everybody got to get off the hundo grind and do some glitchless. So any other comments, guys? Any other thoughts?
Nope.
No, it was a great journey. Thanks for having me.
GG, Bri.
Yeah, really hope that you hope you come back to Goose Game, Bri guy.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Great community. Everyone that's looking to get into running it, I highly recommend it. It's a good time.
So yeah, thank you guys so much, and stay tuned for more Goose Game tournament stuff. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for everything. For Briguy and Shattermage, I've been your commentator, Tasselfoot, and we will see you guys for the next race. Honk.
Honk.